Hey everybody, David here, and today I wanted to do a video on Canada because today is Canada's Day and I thought it would be appropriate to do something Canadian related because I am from Canada and it just makes sense to do something for my country. And I've done a couple of videos in the past where I did do Canadian focused things. I know I did a video talking about Canadian celebrities. I've done a video called Fun Facts of Canada that I did back in 2014 maybe, 2013, I can't remember now. Maybe it was 2012. But either way, I've done a couple of things in the past connected to where I come from. So I wanted to do today something a little bit more fun because I love superheroes. You know, that's my genre that I'm the best at. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to let people know all the superhero movies and shows that have been filmed in Canada? Because there have been quite a lot, especially in the last couple of years. And I wanted to take a little bit of focus on that. So let's get right into it, starting with the one that I think best represents Canada since they've had a lot of movies filmed here, the X-Men franchise. The first one being obviously the original X-Men movie. That was directed by Bryan Singer, starring Hugh Jackman, James Marsden, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, Halle Berry, and so forth. And yeah, the first one was filmed in Vancouver. Toronto. But after that, they did go to Vancouver, which one of the primary things that really shows that is Casa Loma was used as the X-Men in the first X-Men movie. There were other locations they used too, but I think Union Station was also a place that they filmed at. Casa Loma is also the place where Scott Pilgrim versus the World filmed at. Not a superhero movie, but a movie based off a comic, so I guess that kind of counts. X2, obviously you can tell the difference because the X-Men Mansion was filmed at Hately Castle, a place that I actually visited. And I was surprised to learn that what's in front of Hately Castle is actually not what I expected. I thought it would be like empty fields. I thought it would be an actual mansion, just like Casa Loma was. But you actually find out that it's actually a castle on a campus. So right in front of the castle is like stairs going up to the campus. And you can actually see this a little bit because Deadpool and Deadpool 2 were also filmed in Vancouver because Ryan Reynolds is from Vancouver. And in Deadpool 1, when he goes to recruit Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead for the final battle, you can actually see the actual, a little bit of the background of what it actually looks like out in front when they open the door to greet Deadpool. So there's a little fun fact there for you. And then, of course, X-Men Apocalypse and X-Men Days of Future Past and Dark Phoenix were all filmed in Montreal, so they moved production over there. Also filmed in Vancouver, this might surprise you, was the Fantastic Four movies. That's right, the Fantastic Four, the original two Fantastic Four movies with Tim Story directing, and you might remember Chris Evans, who before he played Captain America, he played the Human Torch in that movie. Also, another Marvel film filmed in Canada was The Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is like the only MCU film filmed in Canada. I would like it if, you know, the MCU decided to film more projects here. Maybe one day I can be an extra on set. You'll never know. Anything is possible. I'm still trying to be an extra on set. I don't know how. So if someone wants to give me some pointers on how I can be an extra in a movie, let me know, especially if you live in Toronto. I can use some heads up. With that being said, what are some DC movies and shows that have been filmed in Canada? There's quite a lot of that too, DC and Marvel. There's quite a good mix of both. Starting on top, I guess the first superhero property ever filmed in Canada maybe was Superman 2. Superman 2 actually is memorable for filming on in Niagara Falls. We remember where the kid falls off the railing and Superman goes down and flies and saves him. That was actually all the Niagara Falls stuff was filmed in the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, which is pretty suiting considering that one of the creators of Superman, the original creators, the two guys, Jewish guys, and one of them was a Canadian, so fun fact. Then we also had Shazam, another big blockbuster from from DC, that was filmed in Toronto, as well as the Suicide Squad movie. So can't forget those two DCEU movies, man. That to me is pretty awesome. That means we had Ben Affleck down here for a little bit, and Margot Robbie and Will Smith and all those guys. So that was pretty awesome. And Shazam was such a great movie. I love Shazam. So knowing that was filmed in Toronto, and my brother's fiance said that she went to a gym and saw him there, Zachary Levi, working out. So when she told me that, I'm like, what? Oh man. And I remember they were filming here in Toronto, and they filmed a little bit at Woodbine Center, which I work nearby, and I was actually very surprised to find that out, and I was like, oh man, should I go on set? Should I go to the mall just to see them filming? But they had a sign there, don't walk on set unless you want to be filmed, but you won't be paid or anything or whatever. And I was lazy and I didn't want to go. So it will take a lot to get, I have to know that I'm going to be an extra in order to go. Like, I want them to put me there. I want to know that my scene is going to be in there. I want to see me in the background and be like, oh, that's me. Moving on. There's been a lot of television shows also filmed in Canada. Some of the most well-known are Smallville, which was filmed in Vancouver, which paved way to the Arrowverse. That's right, Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl, and now Batwoman are all filmed in Vancouver. They all filmed there mostly because, you know, it's easier to do the crossovers that way. Only Black Lightning is not filmed in Vancouver. I think that one's filmed in the US. So it will be interesting to see how they integrate Black Lightning more into the Arrowverse now that it's connected. It's like, is Black Lightning planning on moving to Canada anytime soon? I don't know, because then how are they gonna fly over the cast once in a while? I mean, it's difficult already enough filming those crossovers from what I understand, but I don't know, it would be interesting to see what they do with the Black Lightning. Maybe they will move it over to Canada eventually, who knows. But yes, other shows that are also filmed in Vancouver, Supernatural, which was the sister series to Smallville essentially, so that's why I'm mentioning it. And Riverdale, not a superhero show, but it is a show that's based off a comic, and yeah, that's also filmed nearby all those other shows. So it's pretty cool knowing that Vancouver has a lot of work down there. Now Canada is not, Toronto is not ruled out as a place where they film shows. They also film Titans. That's right, DC's Titans. Films in Toronto, as well as The Boys. The Boys, which is an Amazon Prime series, which is a really great series, by the way, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. The Boys is filmed in Toronto as well. There's a lot of familiar locations, such as Roy Thompson Hall. And then, of course, another movie that's non-DC or non-Marvel, Kick-Ass was filmed in Toronto, both 1 and 2. So that's pretty cool knowing that, directed by Matthew Vaughn, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. With that being said, those are just some pretty cool shows and movies that I think were filmed in Toronto. And of course, there's a lot more movies and shows that are not just superheroes. But I like to focus on this stuff a lot more on my channel, of course. So I hope that was pretty useful, guys. And I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, take care.